Hey, it's your boy thatplayer James here with another video, and today I'm going to be talking about one of the worst days of my life that I can remember. So this all started at table tennis, because of course we have a table tennis club at my school, the school that I go to. It's every Wednesday lunch. So I was playing there, and I had PE this particular day. It was in fact the period, this was at lunchtime, and in the period after that, period 4, I had PE. So, yeah, basically we had to pack up and we had to go to our next class. And that was, for me, PE. So I went there, I was getting changed, getting ready to go into my gear. And after I got taken off my clothes, to get into my PE clothes, I was like, okay, cool, so now I need to put my PE gear on. And I look around, I'm like, where is it? So I have a pretty good look around, can't find it. I'm like, oh crap, must have left it at PE. Sorry, not PE, table tennis. So I tell my friend to tell the PE teacher that I'm going to go back to get my PE gear because I think I left it there. So I go back to this other class. This is in fact, this was a gym I was doing table tennis in, so I knew there would be another PE class on in there. So I went in there, and then sort of poked my head in, and everyone looks at me a bit weirdly. I poke my head back out, I'm like, oh crap, I can't see it in there. So then I have decided that I'll go in, I'll ask the teacher. So I go in, teacher sees me, he was actually in the middle of talking to the kids about something, the kids in that class, and he's like, oh, everyone, welcome this gentleman into our classroom. And I was kind of like, oh, okay, at least he's not angry. So everyone says hello, very boredly, I suppose you could say. And then he asked what I've come in for, and I said, oh, I left my PE bag in here. And then, I'm sorry to disturb your class. He says, has anyone touched a PE bag? And of course, no one had, and I couldn't see it there, so I'm like, okay, great. So I think back to what was before lunch at period 3, which was English. So then I'm like, okay, well, I could go back to the changing room, make sure it's not there, and then go to English. And by the way, this is all going on while my class is happening. So not a very ideal time for that to be happening. So I go back, teacher looks at me with a very odd look, because I think my friend must have forgotten to tell him or something. And I say to her, sir, can I go have another look in the changing rooms for my PE gear? And he's very confused, and everyone was kind of like laughing at me. It was kind of funny, I suppose. And then finally, it lets me go back in the changing rooms to find it, and it's not there. So I'm like, oh crap. If I can't find my PE gear, I'm screwed, because that was not cheap. So then what I do, go back out, I tell him it's not there. I say, okay, can I go see if it's in my last class, which was English, or should I wait till the end of school? And he says, yeah, just wait till the end of school. So I start to walk off towards the bleachers while everyone else is doing their stuff, and then he says to me, what was your last class? And then I turn around and I say English, and he says, alright, go have a quick check. So then, of course I go to my English class, and thankfully there was no one in there, because I would have looked like a complete idiot. So I look around where I was sitting, and it wasn't there. And at this point I'm trying to think back, okay, did I leave it in my second period class, which is pretty unlikely. And I actually can't remember what that one was, but I'm like, okay, well, teacher's gonna notice I've been away for a while, so I'll go back to the changing rooms there. So I went back, he asked if I found it, I said I hadn't, so I just waited. Then I went to my next period, which was science, and we'd actually had a test the day before, and she said that she'd give us the results. So I go in there, we're doing stuff, and then she's coming around giving everyone the results, and then she comes over to me, And then she tells me my result, and she said C2. And for those of you who do not know what that means, that is the lowest grade you can get, which is a pass. So I was very disappointed with that. I thought, yeah, I was pretty disappointed because like I thought I'd done alright in that test. And she said she'd tell me why at a later date, because there were actually people who hadn't done the test, so she was only giving us our grade. So I was sort of really bummed at this point because I'd lost my PE gear, and I just gotten a really bad grade on my test, so I was doing horribly. And I was like, you know what, this day's going so bad, I'm just gonna write down what's happened, because I thought I could make a story out of this, which is kind of funny. So I actually wrote it down in a little book, like in the science class, while she's doing stuff, because at this point I just did not care at all. I was that pissed. So I wrote down all the stuff so I'd remember it for now. Well, I wrote down some points. So anyway, that period ends and it's the end of school. I tell my friend who I was supposed to be walking with, I said to him, okay, well, I have to find my PE gear. It's probably going to take me like an hour to go through all the classrooms, get the janitor to unlock them, that kind of stuff. But just before so the first place I go to is the nurse's office, and that's where the PE gear is. And I go in there, and I just look in the basket, and I can see like some little red strings, which are that's the color of the things you hold on my PE bag. And I come closer, and I see my PE bags in there, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, that's my PE bag. It's here. Has it been here all this time? It's here. I was so glad. That is like, I took my PE bag out. I just hugged it. That sounds a little gay, but no, I was just so happy that I hadn't actually lost it. And the nurse who was in there, she was like, "Oh, did you find something?" I said, "Yeah, I'd lost my PE gear, and thought I'd lost it for good." And she said, "Oh, that's good that you found it." And I was like, "Damn right." No, I didn't really say that, but I was happy. I was very happy. Then I actually found my friend who was walking, so I actually did get to walk with him, which was great. And I had my PE gear, and I learned from that I have to attach my PE gear to my school bag so I don't lose it, because that is not the first time I have lost it. That is probably the 4th time or the 3rd time. But anyway, I got it. So yeah, the day I suppose went uphill from there. Yeah, so that's about it. So I hope you have enjoyed this little short story. There may be another video today as well. I'm not recording this one super late at night, at least, like I was with the last one. But yeah, thanks for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.